Gen Z podcast. Welcome to the Gen Z podcast. I am one of the hosts today, Mr. JP Jackson. To my far right is Mr. Rizaan. Rizaan, how was your famous experience this weekend?
What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Do you mind if I get a picture with you?
Oh my days. You, to the audio listeners, welcome to the Gen Z podcast. Okay, I do want to introduce the guests first.
But I mean, people would like to know that experience a little bit.
First,
they should know.
Okay, wow. Hi, welcome. So, yeah, okay, for those of you who don't want to get caught up, right? So, myself and JP have been having a conversation about like handling fame. So
only one person needs to handle fame.
Yeah. This past weekend, because like we get recognized a lot more and more, right? Wow. Oh, you speak French now.
I like that.
So
kind of
we're bonding next door.
Yeah.
Like normally people just like point at you like, oh, you're that guy from the Gen Z podcast. But recently someone actually asked if they can get a picture, and that was really
Make
cool.
a face.
That's fucked up.
He told you that in confidence,
That's
bro.
fucked up. You're enjoying this. Eh?
So Rizaan, what do you have in the middle today?
So in the middle,
Can't even drink my water.
same. No. Like when things get funny, now you're like, I'm gonna spit this. But like,
Pause.
I'm thirsty.
Yo.
I love that. JP's on form today. JP,
Please continue.
Do you want to introduce yourself? for the visual and audio listeners, who is the dark prince of Afrofuturism? The multi-talented individual. The man with many names. He who shall not be named. Jokes. He also my Lord Voldemort. Crazy. We have artist name Skai Lounge, but we know him as Lou Makoboka. Is that correct?
Yes.
Let's go. Welcome to the Gen Z podcast. You look ingratiated now. You know, this is the dynamic. JP makes fun of me. I laugh.
You mean we?
Yo! I'm
So
done.
Lou,
Yeah,
for
I'm
those
done.
that are not familiar with who you
Yeah, I'm
are,
done.
do you mind just giving a quick introduction as to who is Lou?
I would say Lou is an individual that is, I would say, spurting with creativity from being a musician, from being a DJ, from being a writer, to being a YouTuber. I'd say a source of inspiration, a source of light. And yeah, in short, I would say that would be the introduction.
Damn.
I have a question.
Source of a light.
I have a just like, we're going to get back to that, but I just have to just take this tangent. Do you know the show Bleach? The anime show Bleach? With
Yes, I do.
Ichigo and stuff like that.
Yeah, I watched a few of the first episodes. Yeah.
Is it? Okay, cool. You look like one of the 13 captains.
I appreciate that. I get what's it called? Anime references quite often.
Especially with the dreads and what do you call this? Braids.
Braids, yeah.
Braids. This with the braids. Yeah. You look like, I can't remember what his name. I know he's blind. He's the blind captain. No spoilies. That's all I'm gonna say. No spoilies. But you look like
Nice.
fire. Like you look,
Appreciate
okay.
it.
If you had to give a representation to our audio listeners, how would you describe it, Rizaan?
That's a beautiful question, actually. That's a beautiful
On the
question.
spot.
Nah, JP's having so much fun. But okay. You're probably gonna see this in the thumbnail. But in the middle we have like a very beautiful gentleman. This man is handsome, right? He is tatted up, jewelry, hair tied up, and he has blue little Brady braids in the front. Think antennas, but like with the signal is down.
Beautiful. I'm going to use that. That's kind of funny.
We.
Thank you, Rizaan.
Wait. So we we at the Gen Z podcast. We sort of we flirt with the idea of what is the C for? Like, what is the C in Gen Z, right? Is it colored? Is it Cape Town? Is it community? What is it culture? And you in the middle, you are not a colored individual. You are a black person, right? You are a black individual, right? So this is a cool experience for us to explore now a different aspect of Cape Town, a different aspect of Cape Town culture through the lens of someone that isn't us sort of colored people, but we'll sort of explore that like, no, we are still one us. And that's kind of like just a message that we're going to try and get into today.
Nice.
So JP already asked, like, tell us a bit about yourself, but what was your sort of like, let's say formative years, like your schooling and stuff, like where did you like go to school and university and that, what is your that career path like?
Firstly, I think what you said there was quite phenomenal. I think part of the reason why folks are drawn to you guys is because you are able to bring a sense of depth, but also a sense of humor to the guests and to the audience. And I think that was cool. What you just that's a monologue that you had. But your question was?
What is your sort of formative schooling years like?
So I think I had this sort of experience where I'd be able to see and experience things from a range of different eyes. Originally from the Eastern Cape, but I mean I moved here when I was like 7, 8, somewhere there. I need to get that story straight.
Early enough where you Cape Townian now.
Yeah. And then I lived in Mandalay for a bit. And then I moved to, what's that place called? Easterplaat? Like close to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Then moved to the more whiter areas. I think that's where you might catch my accent from. I moved to Bloberg, which is by the seaside.
Yeah.
And then moved to Khayelitsha. And then moved to Mowbray, and then Observatory.
Weird. That's literally Cape Townian.
Yeah.
That means that you went to like the yellow schools as well.
The yellow schools?
Oh, a lot of schools.
A lot of schools.
Oh, we're going to drop law today. We're going to drop the yellow.
I should have probably grew up in Mitchell's Plain to be able to get that properly. I think when it comes to... What's up?
No. It's like, I'm going to make faces. Just deal with it.
I'd say I had quite a social formative years. And I had the kind of family where I think I was quite free to do almost whatever I wanted to a degree. I mean, I had African parents, of course. So you could do whatever you want apart from not go to university.
Okay.
Stuff like that. And I was super into, I guess, drawing and music from quite an early age too. And I think that was part of the reason why I might have gone through this path too. And was also pretty much deep into sports. And is there something specific about the formative years?
No. So basically what will happen is you'll pick moments out. So firstly, I want to say, we say Bloberg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? We say Bloberg now, but like apparently it's Blauberg.
What?
Or
What
it's
do you mean it's
Blauberg.
Blauberg?
Is it BLAAU?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it is Blauberg.
Like Govey.
Like Gavi.
It's wait, what?
Isn't it BLOU?
So it's Blauberg, sorry, or Blauberg. Just like it's Houtbay and Houtbay.
Oh, wow. But who says how by? That's kind of strange.
Houtbay. Like that,
Houtbay.
no, like am I bugging?
I need to.
You have a point because on
to
the
fact check.
signs in Bloberg, it does say BLAAW. There's a
Yeah,
there's
it's
a double.
Blau.
No, but then it's better.
There's a
Blau.
W
Name
somewhere
is
there.
valid.
Yeah,
Name is
blah,
valid.
blah. Like
We'll get a
I'm just-
screenshot or
like,
two.
No, the point I was trying to make is that like You are definitely like a person of color in Cape Town because you called it Blowberg.
Yeah,
Because you didn't care that it's actually Blauberg. Just like you probably call it Houtbay.
No, I call it Houtbay.
You call it Houtbay. Okay, cool. Decent. No, sorry.
No worries.
Decent.
Even people that live in Blowberg don't even call it Blauberg. You know that, right?
People don't live in Blowberg, man.
It's one of the most populated areas in Cape Town.
We do they live in that?
Blowberg, they're Parkland.
He's right. Okay, fair enough.
I was thinking of puss, I'm like,
Yeah. There's actually what's it called? There's actually a non-PC name for Parklands. Did you know?
say more.
It's called Darklands. the non-PC version.
You weren't expecting that. Drive up Blauberg. You're fine.
Yeah, I think the era I grew up in Blauberg, maybe it's still prevalent, I don't know, but there were a lot of, I guess, foreign nationals. Sorry, the amount of foreign nationals in Parklands was on the rise.
Yeah.
I remember even the school I went to, for the first time, there was a class with only black folks, only black kids, and I was going to a white school. And I don't think that was like, I don't know why that happened, but there were also black folks in other classes in the same grade. But it also, exhibited the rise of African nationals within places like Parklands, Tableview, what are the other places around Bloomberg? But that general area, hence how the name came up.
Did those areas and kind of influence the music tastes you have and what the music you listened to growing up?
Not at all, actually. I think the one influence I would say is I went to Tableview High School, and at Tableview we had an incredible view of Table Mountain, and it was probably there's no other place that I've been to that has a better view.
Yeah, we spoiled.
Yeah, and especially during winters, you would see how the clouds wrap over the mountains, and seeing that every morning, I was like, I want to make music that would put me in that space. It would put you in a very ethereal sort of vibe. And yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to make. And luckily I've been able to capture that even to this day. But when it comes to the actual environments, I don't think so. It's mainly just the views.
You do strike me as like a bit of a nomad, and we're gonna get into the hidden paradise and how that's also like a sort of a free like set place or non-set party that you just can pop up anyway type thing, right?
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna get there. We first want to talk about like your artist name, Skai Lounge, right? And why the Dark Prince of Afrofuturism? Because I feel like number one, I'm gonna speak for myself, but I'm actually speaking for JP. What is Afrofuturism? Number one. Number two, why the name Skai Lounge? Where did that come from?
Okay.
I thought Rizaan was going to reveal I'm the Dark Prince.
I'm going to start with the second question. This guy's face is priceless. The second question, I mean, I think I answered it when it came to me being in Tableview. I would look at scenes of Table Mountain, I would think of what it's like to really be in the sky and to be like floating and experiencing music that would take you there. And I think also one of the things I wanted to hint at was the fact that when I was asking friends about Skai Lounge, they didn't know what it was. I just kind of threw the name out there. And then they were like, what kind of a place is that? And I was like, exactly, what do you mean? And I was like, I wanted to feel like a place. I wanted to specifically to make it sound like a place that you can get teleported to. And hence why I wanted to have a name that sounds like an actual place.
Wow. That's cool.
Deep and dive.
That's wild.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually fire.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Now, second question? What is Afrofuturism? For JP, mostly for JP.
Let me turn this way.
I'm all ears.
Please.
So I think it depends how you want to look at it. But I think in a nutshell, I would say it is Okay. So generally speaking, science fiction throughout media, you usually see images and stories portrayed of European folks and sort of / white folks. But what Afrofuturism does is essentially take themes around science fiction and place them where they are, and tell stories around Black / African folks. And also the combination of African culture with science fiction, the combination of African culture with futuristic themes too. And yeah, I think a lot of the stuff I'm drawn to, a lot of the stuff I take influence from, is derived from Afrofuturism. And even through the music, I think the brand of music that I make is not entirely, what's it called? It's not entirely, oh, this sounds like Afro House. Oh, this sounds like this. You kind of listen and be like, They're always like, it sounds familiar but far.
The Skai Lounge.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that he can take his own set and make it its own club, its own I'm going to the Skai Lounge at every performance.
Oh shit! I like how you phrase that. Yeah. That's tight.
I didn't phrase it like that. You did.
Is that what you said? Is that what you said?
I said something different but same.
So Afrofuturism sounds like a fusion, but also like a multi-coalition of different themes. And it allows you to be broad, it allows you to be free in what you decide to do.
Yes.
So what I just sort of bring the point home. So it's Afrofuturism like Wakanda vibes.
Same.
Or am I being like hella derivative? Am I being,
What's the word I'm looking for? That's kind of basic, bro.
Is that entry-level Afrofuturism?
Yeah.
Afrofuturism for dummies.
Yeah.
Okay. No, then that's fine.
So I would say that's a decent start. Yeah.
Okay. So if you want like to be introduced to the culture, we have Skai Lounge. But who else could we listen to for more Afrofuturism? What other media can we engage in to sort of get used to and get familiar with that? Because I feel like, and JP can attest to this, I've been on this buzz about like telling stories about South Africa, because we just have so much history and so many stories that just like we don't get to talk about because our focus is the Europeans and like stolen and stuff like that. So that's the question you started and me repeated is that, okay, Wakanda is base level, but like who can we listen to, who can we watch, who can we sort of engage with to get, better, more representation for Afrofuturism?
I think there are, from just the top of my head, I think there are 3 parts. There is the visual media, which is movies and stuff. There is music, and there is writing. When it comes to writing, I would say first name that comes to mind is definitely somebody named Octavia Butler. When it comes to music, that's where I mainly absorb a lot of the influences from. I would say peeps like Sun Ra, who was like a jazz musician back in the 80s, 70s. When it comes to more contemporary times, I would say peeps like there's an artist named Eli Fowler. Who else can I think of that's a lot more famous? Oh, definitely Janelle Monáe. She's a great example.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dance apocalyptic. Okay.
Yeah. And when it comes to movies, I don't consume a lot of movies, so I can't actually comment on that side. So mainly on the book side.
Because like funny you mentioned that. Literally before this episode, I was thinking, okay, cool. What African stories do we have that is sort of in the future? We don't.
Oh yes, we do. District 9.
That's not a future. That's
what is that? That is. Is that satire?
It's not Afrofuturism, but it's definitely something that's based in the future, isn't it?
To an extent, I guess, but it uses the future to subvert like the poverty of the people. Basically,
that was an amazing movie.
It was good. It was good. What's the other one? Chippy.
What's that?
So it's the same. director, the same producer, same studio, they produced a movie called Chippy. So I think it's like, you know, like how the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so it's like the District 9 Cinematic Universe.
Long live the cockroach.
Raw.
This is kind of true, but when I was like, I think I saw the movie when I was in high school. But one of the scenes I remember the most, and I found this so funny, was that they went to the cockroach's house. The prawn, sorry, it's a prawn.
Prawns.
They went to the prawn's house. They knocked on the door because they were evicting them, and they were like knocking, and I found this so stupid. They were like knocking, like, "Hey, is anyone here?" The guy's silent. They keep knocking. He's like, "Hey, Zach, nobody's home." And it's like, bro, you gave yourself away.
Yeah.
Nobody's home. Yeah. You're definitely
So dominate the conversation. I apologize.
No
but
worries,
so you don't necessarily, because the point I was trying to make is that we do have South African stories, yes, but the Afro or the successful ones are more sort of the Afrikaans ones. So it's like not Afro, but Afri.
But the Afrikaans market is like, well, like I think
There's the most investment there.
yeah, and I think Afrikaans folks, I mean, let me rather say culture, like they show a lot of investment towards, how do I say this? Towards their people.
The farming community.
You said it. You said it. But when it comes to like some of the top selling artists in South Africa, a lot of them come from the Afrikaans, side of things. And I'm not surprised that you're saying that a lot of the more prominent movies are also in the Afrikaans side of things.
Yeah. And again, like I'm stressing this. Like it's important that we indulge in, because what tends to happen, and this is a bit of a take right now, is that Africa gets labeled as uncivilized because because of like our technology is considered primitive. But when people, and especially, and I love TikTok for this, people are actually like showing you that no, you are just using that word because it's different. Some of these like say architecture, some of these like developments that we have, the technology is sustainable, it's good for the environment, it's where you are gonna come in a few years, so we actually like way ahead of time type thing, you know what I mean? So it's just like what I sort of like, or what I want to sort of do is just like start having the conversation to change the narrative around African history and Afrofuturism. So that's also why I just want to just see who can we sort of engage with, so that people can be like, oh, okay, cool. That's nice. That's cool. That's the tea.
I see.
So sorry.
No, I was just gonna spit like
twice.
The types of, let's just dive into that Afrofuturism a little bit in terms of the genre of music. So usually we see kind of the festivals, and you'll have house music and all these different types of music.
Yes.
And a lot of the times, some people, as just the average, would go and not know the difference, right? They'll stand at the same set and hear a certain and then wait for the next set for a certain sound. But if for the layman, would you be able to describe the different types that you would experience
with sounds only? With sounds only. So what's the difference in house, trance, electro or techno?
I've asked somebody this exact question before.
That's something a dramatic irony. I was like, with sounds only. Yeah. How would you make that on the spot?
Okay, so the difference between
house, like trance, and those, just like what are the different types of what is club music, dance music?
I think when it comes to trance, the first thing that comes to mind is there's different types of trance. So first thing that comes to mind is like something like that. And I think when it comes to you having a field,
slicker. That's for the audio listeners. This is the episode with him. This is my people on Spotify, on iTunes, my people.
When it comes to house, again, different kinds of house music there, but when it comes to
South African house,
I think about chords. I don't think about drums. I just think about chords and vibes. So I just think of smoothness. Something like that. Something like that. When it comes to electro, that's also quite a I think something like that. And that is a hard bass line, by the way, just to get you, just to get that right.
So, okay. JP, you put me on a train. I don't want to talk about this yet. I want to talk about, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your sort of like your parties that you throw, the hidden paradise. I'm allowed to call it parties, but just like what is the idea behind it? What is the spirit of it? Why did you decide to do it? And like, how can people get involved? I ask a lot of questions, just like answer all of them.
I see. It started actually. I don't even think it was my idea, kind of. So there are these videos, yeah. To actually talk about Hidden Paradise, I have to talk about the videos that I make.
Okay.
I essentially started DJing, and I started recording DJ sets in very fascinating locations. So I would go to Kirstenbosch and record a DJ set there because I noticed that nobody in Cape Town was doing them consistently. Every time a mix is recorded, it's going to be at somebody's like room, someone's apartment, a bar, a club, something like that.
Someone's yacht.
yes. And I was like, yeah, let's take it outdoors. So I recorded a few outdoors at like like Lion's Head, Rose Memorial, and yeah, they started. I'm glad you brought it up because I specifically recorded an Afro house set at Rose Memorial, knowing the significance. But what else was I going to say? Yeah, and then they started becoming a bit more popular online, and then there was this girl that kind of kept bumping into me, and she kept saying, it's a homie.
Now I'm just like, on the bush.
And then she was like, hey, can I come watch? And in my head, I didn't even think about inviting somebody to come watch, mainly because it's done in a secluded location. There weren't any speakers that were being played out all through my headphones. And I was like, well, maybe you can try something. And then she bumped into me again, and then she kept asking. And then I was out one night and somebody else asked, but then I told them, yo, look, I'm recording tomorrow, but I'm recording in Lion's Head. Are you sure you want to come? It's like, maybe I can try and make it. I'm like, oh, so people do want this.
Yeah.
And then I think, so through that like demand, I guess, I was like, well, I really want to do something where I can actually film something where people can come. So for my birthday last year, that was essentially my birthday party. So in short, you could say that Hidden Paradise started off as a birthday party, but also I'm not a birthday person. Okay. So I just actually use my birthday as an excuse to throw a party. And also, but I really wanted to film. That was the main reason. And we found quite an exotic location. And yeah, we hosted a party there. Unfortunately, we couldn't film because it was way too windy, like so windy that day. But then we still had the party. Was amazing turnouts as well, despite the wind. But then what I found interesting was the period between Christmas and New Year's Eve. It's a very interesting period. People are looking to do things. And yeah, I think a few days, like a week before that, my friends and I were at a wine farm. We were just getting drunk, of course. And then the idea came to throw another party. And I was like, yeah, let's do another one. It was like a drunk idea. And I mean, at the time we were laughing, but then the next morning I was like, I think I want to do it. And then, yeah, I think we had like a week to prep everything. We found another location, which this time was the beach. The first one was at like on a secluded mountain. Okay. So we were like, how cool would it be to rave on a mountain? So we did that. And then the next one was the beach. And it was a bit of like a secluded beach as well. So it's not like a public beach. It was very hidden. And then the second one, there was like a massive turnout. I went to the water and I looked around and I was like, are these people here for this?
Yeah.
Because I was a bit smaller than what I had anticipated, but there was so many people that I was surprised I came. And then more people were added. There's a WhatsApp group.
That's my next question is like, if there's so many people, how do people find out about this?
I see. There's a WhatsApp group and like people tell their friends. It's like essentially the essence of word of mouth. And yeah, like no social media at all. None of that. So people just found out through people. And by the second one, we were like, okay, this is clearly becoming something. And like people were posting on the group. They're like, hey, dude, it seems like you've created something here. Do you want to keep this going? Do you want to give this group a name? Do you want to, like, it was, the ideas were like kind of coming to me. I was like, oh, all right, cool. Yeah, let's do something. And by the next one in February, it was supposed to be in January, but the weather wasn't that great. And then by the next one in the beginning of February, that's when things like became something.
So when was the last one?
Last one was 2 weeks ago. And there's actually a story towards that one. But yeah, the one that happened, the third one that we had at the beach, that was, I think, one of the most important ones because it showed us that there's such a strong community around what we're doing. And the turnout was incredible. We also had like a live jazz house guy come play. What was also incredible. I'll say it. What was also incredible was the fact that when we were setting up, there was a specific beach that we were on, and the guards came, and we were like, "Oh fuck, this is."
That was gonna be my next question.
Go for it.
How you getting this to the system?
Luck, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, the guards came, and I was like watching them, and they came directly to my table at the DJ booth, and then they were like, "Yo, listen," and I'm like, the wave is going to come a bit higher. You probably want to move your DJ desk a bit higher.
Oh,
wow.
Love for that.
Wholesome.
Love for that.
Yeah.
Haters aren't gonna hate.
Yeah, the boys were like, hey, we're on, hey. And then, we moved the desk up, and then we ended up being one of the most unforgettable days of my life. And yeah, there was just like a sea of people by the sea. And I think the way things were set up was that you'd have to like, if you're trying to find the place, and there's like a massive rock. And by the moment you turn that rock, and the more you turn that rock and you get to see everything, like you just start seeing a sea of people. Each time you turn around, the music becomes louder, and you're literally engulfed in some sort of a paradise that is hidden. And yeah, and like there's apart from the location, apart from I guess the finding of the place, I think one of the main things is definitely the community. I think I don't know how it happened, but we have just managed to invite the right kind of folks that tend to bring such a positive vibe. Even before, like people are texting the group, "Hey, does anyone need a lift from this place to this place?" People that you don't even know. People were like keeping each other updated when it comes to the weather, because that's very important. And yeah, there's just a general sense of community there, and there are people that tend to come like for everyone. So yeah, there's like us like a kind of like a kind of tight knit community and following that's happening from it. No social media as well.
It's tricky, like, because you kind of want to talk about it as in like bring awareness so that more people can, I don't know, indulge in this. But that's, I also don't. It's like gatekeep, bro. Gatekeep you in your cone. I'm just like, because that is hilarious. Because you said something is like also like the right kind of people. But like, because I'm from Alsis River, which is a ghetto. You know what I mean? So like, I'm just thinking, this sounds so fun. This sounds so great.
But
like,
we know your relationship with the beach, Rizaan.
That's also. But I'm just thinking like you're having a party with like no security per se. Things can go, you know what I mean?
One of the main reasons why we actually have to.
That's I'm like gatekeeper. Like I'm sorry, just like don't come. Don't come. Make your own. Make your own. Don't come. Go to Eden Purgatory, rather.
But I think, and I'll give you a chance, I think it's more about when you saw the people there, you had a realization that there's something here. And that feeling that you created something almost from what used to be a hobby or something. A birthday party.
Literally, actually. Yeah.
And you brought all these people here that have a common interest.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing to see that in a space that one would think is, I wouldn't think that a trance party or an Afrofusion party would be the place where people find community. But they do. That's because that's where they're going to. Points. And it's almost that idea that there just needs to be a common goal
Mm-hmm.
And when there's a common goal, the right people will join.
And I think a massive part of that is so again, I'm not alone in this. I have a close group of friends that help me put everything together. And I think
The Skai people.
that's a good name for a song. That's a great name for a song, actually. I'll give you 5%.
Thank you. You heard it. It's
That's
binding.
It's what this is.
I'm just God.
You can actually send the like like it direct sends the voice, so we can send the Sky people with JP's voice in the song. The Sky people. The Sky people. Sorry.
And I think also part of the thing that makes the community what it is, or that has brought together the community, is the love that me and my friends have for each other too. It's like the name of the group is called. The name of the group is called. The name of the group is called Sperm Gang, and. And
sorry, children.
No, it's because we're brothers,
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the kind of friendship where I think when it comes to male friendships, there's not that kind of camaraderie that seems to be inherent as opposed to female friendships. That sort of affection doesn't come as naturally to male friendships. That sort of ability to showcase different parts of your personality isn't there. In certain friendships, you kind of have to kind of uphold that masculine persona. And I think with us, we've just been so close that we're able to express all these different facets of ourselves. And I think through that love being spread amongst us, we're able to also share with others as well. And I think they invite folks, and I vaguely know, I know most of their friends, and I know the kind of folks they would invite, and I trust them with who they'd invite to. And so
it's like home base. I think what's great about it is that because you
delayed laugh.
I'm struggling with it.
I think because you are allowed to be your authentic self within a certain space, you're then able to project that to anybody else that you see, and I mean it's amazing that you're able to do that, and I think it's just a testament to your friendship with your friends, and I think a testament to the person that you are.
And I think also what also matters is the fact that when I DJ, I put a lot of energy into my sets. Like it's actually, I didn't know how abnormal it was until people started commenting on how abnormal it was. Someone started commenting on, oh yeah, you probably won't be able to DJ here because it's a little bit too what's it called? Too short for you. Like, what do you mean? You jump a lot. And there's just a lot of movement, there's a lot of energy. And I think because there's so much energy that's being spurted out, I think folks also feel very comfortable to express themselves as fully. Because if the DJ is like losing his shit, of course, respectfully, of course. Respectfully, of course. And then when you're there, you're feeling that too. You also might be moved to do something like that. And and I think also when I'm out, I'd say I really dance. And it's like the kind of thing where folks would like look at you strange for dancing. And now just imagine if I'm the one behind the decks. So it allows people to kind of be put in that in that comfort of being who they are.
Yeah. So many things I want to say.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Freestyle.
Okay, so like the one thing that I want to say is that like when you're talking now, that song, you can dance if you want to, you can lose yourself to dance.
Come on.
What song is that, man? I wasn't singing that song, but that's also an appropriate song because that song also makes you wanna yourself to dance.
Come on.
Anyway, so
I'm here for the auto-tune.
Because I wanted to talk about the male group chat because we are in a group chat and it's the best. But like, no, I have to talk about this. I have to talk about this.
Good, dude. It's good, dude.
Yeah. So one of the things that you also do is you also have a YouTube channel called Unseen ZA, right? As in seen, as in SCENE. For those of you that are in So you have this YouTube channel. And I just want to firstly say that, like, obviously I've discovered you because of the research that we're doing for the podcast, but I loved everything that you were doing there. I love the sort of like history of, say, Rocking the Daisies, history of trance culture in South Africa. And so what sort of spurred you on to do that? What sort of spurred you to become, like, let's say, a musical historian?
I think something that a lot of folks should realize about South Africa or South African music scene is that there's a lot of opportunity. And I think we're told a lot that there isn't that much opportunity or it's saturated. And luckily for me, I think I see it differently. There are a lot of stuff that's lacking. And I think it was a matter of looking at what's lacking and starting with it. So to be transparent, it's a previous project. I stopped doing it to actually focus on my own music.
Okay.
But at the time, just before I started, I noticed that there was nothing like it in South Africa. And especially when it comes to the state of music journalism in South Africa, it was almost non-existent. There are prominent blogs here and there. I think the one that's actually still remaining and that's still doing a great job is Text in the City. But that's in a written sense. Okay. But when it comes to video format, there was nothing that was quite like gripping, that had its pulse on different sectors. And I was like, I can do this.
Yeah. Because South Africa not only produces like some really, really quality artists, but we also produce like genre of music.
Yes.
Or like for example, like Gom, like I'm a piano, like Kwaito, for example. Like it's actually groundbreaking. It's actually, and it's unique.
Yeah. Am I close enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's actually groundbreaking, and I like exactly why. Exactly why, because it's about cataloging first and foremost. Where did the inspiration for those things come from? And then basically going forward, like what is the next fusion? What is the next best thing type of thing? And I think it is important that we try and do more of that. So you're saying that's something that you're not really doing anymore?
I think now is a great time to do it with the advent of TikTok, with a lot that's going on in South African music. Now would be an amazing time to pick up on it. Yeah.
But I think just to echo what Rizaan is saying, a lot of what we're doing here is kind of cataloging experiences too. And I think having that sort of resource for someone, or even if you don't do it, someone else might pick it up. It would be great that we start exploring these stories, because one of the amazing things that Rizaan pointed out was that you have these bios and you do the research, but then you also add how does it look from a South African perspective. Like you throw in, this person does this here. This is how this person does this genre here. And I think having that reference that, this is what it is, but this is the person that's in our country that does it, makes that goal a bit more tangible.
Yeah.
And makes it more realistic.
Representation is everything.
To say, hey, that I can do that. That's me. And I think that having that sort of catalog and making the reference so that we can have a place to see it is amazing.
What's her name? Clarissa Cupido said, shout out Clarissa, you can't be what you can't see. That's an all-time quote. You can't be what you can't see. Representation matters.
Wow. That's deep.
She's going to start charging you credits for that.
Sorry? I gave it the name. I said what's wrong. What's your buzz?
Send 5%.
What's
you're gonna get in.
Yo, what's your buzz? So one of the questions we asked on social media, we didn't get like too many responses, but like I feel like it's a good question for you. And that question was, what is the weirdest or wildest like just thing that you've used to make music, that you've used as an instrument? What's the most interesting thing or wildest thing that you've used to make music with?
A pool noodle.
A what?
And pool noodles.
Oh, that one. That thing it makes
That's actually a very cool sound.
that's right.
Give me ideas.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
didn't ask me.
But you answered it.
Yeah, that's a
guy.
good idea though.
This guy. He's so annoying sometimes. Goodness me. To the audio listeners, get on your mans.
I think I used to work at this club called I used to bartend. And I used to work at this club called Wonderland. And I mean, when it comes
Anyone
to
city jokes.
when it comes to like what's that thing called again? Stock take. I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing when you're closing
Yeah.
at the end of
Final call?
something like that.
When you have to wrap up what you
Yeah.
have left.
Yeah. Sometimes that takes a while. So yeah, I just went around the club recording sounds, me stomping on the floor, hitting bars. I would say using sounds from like a club-like environment. And also there was a time where I just recorded sounds in the kitchen. There were a time where I'd use people's voice notes. The song my last song, I used a voice note from someone. And yeah.
So sounds in my kitchen usually just means work. So if the kettle is on, that's tea for 5 people.
The kettle's actually the kettle's a good one actually because it does when it's boiling and then it makes it like you can use for a lot of different things.
So the reason or the inspiration behind that question, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie. It's a very weird deep take. It's a Zac Efron movie called We Are Your Friends.
My friends keep telling me I have to watch that.
Bro, so funny because it's a weird thing to say, but you're sort of like when you're mentioning your guy friends and you're mentioning your journey.
Boys.
The boys? When you're mentioning them, that's kind of like a theme in the movie. I remember there's a line in the movie where it goes, "Don't bro me if you don't know me." Sheesh. But yeah, so then Zac Efron's character towards the end of the movie, he's come up and his moment. He sort of catalogs different sounds that he sort of like picked up. So like sounds with like these hardware materials of like putting like roofing and stuff like that, or knocking nails and zipping and stuff like that. And he compiles all of that together to make like this sick sound. And then he has like a voiceover from one of his friends. I think his friend like, no spoilies, but his friend he says something like, "Are we ever gonna be better than this?" And that goes so hard on the beat. And I'm just picturing your music because I did some research. What's it called? Ebony Rising. My brother. I did some research.
That's a deep cut, actually. That's quite a deep cut.
So you have that sort of like, so it's like a progressive build up. Like it's almost as if the music, the sound is telling a story. And that's kind of like when you use natural elements, sounds from the kitchen, sounds from the club, you are telling a story from sounds of the kitchen, sounds of the club. And it's like it's there's a word, artistic word, but I can't picture it. But like it's so poetic, if you will. And I'm just like, am I saying this to give you advice on how to make music? No.
Make me tea too. And then,
I want my 5%. So I think we're gonna have some fun. Unless JP had a last question on the Sky Lounge journey. I think people's curiosity has been piqued. So the first game, the game from the bowls, right? So this is this or that. Right. So we're simply just gonna motivate why we want this or that. Actually, I'm sorry, you're gonna be excluded from this game.
Okay.
Oh wow.
As in like.
We want you to answer.
No, because I sometimes say embarrassing stuff, right? Because I wrote these and I sometimes
okay.
embarrass myself. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so this or that. History or science fiction? Which one would you prefer?
There's no context.
No context. Just as it is.
History.
Why?
That's beautiful, actually.
It gives a lot of context as to your I could get deep with this. I'm just thinking,
No,
how deep do you want to get with this? Okay.
How deep is your love?
I think it gives a lot of context as to who you can see yourself to be and who you are. I think something that I've experienced quite a lot being Black, and I think a lot of people, particularly in the States, have experienced quite a lot, is them being told that they come from slavery. But if you go, especially if that's like the main thing that's taught in school, so there's like a school system that's enforcing a particular image of you, and there's a society that's enforcing a particular image of you based on a specific part of history. Whereas if you go further back, of course, Black folks, especially if they were especially ones from Africa back then, were a lot more than that, and I think it's quite empowering to be able to be able to look at go further down the line and look at people like Mansa Musa, people and places like Mapungubwe, and just amazing places throughout Africa that happened back then. So that's an example of, I think, why history can be important.
What do you?
That's why I'm personally fascinated in more apart from.
No, I've always, and I've mentioned this before, the fact that not enough was documented. I felt like we always yearning for more about that time to better understand what they were going through, and like there are things written. But I felt like you said, the narrative was just a specific one, and you want to search a lot deeper to require some extensive work.
I do want to kind of say, just like on the Black people being defined by slavery, or
specifically in the States,
or even like segregation. Like, for example, we have apartheid. You know, the Black people being defined by that. It's akin to like that is our origin story, like our villain origin story, like where it went wrong type thing. The thing that could cause the traumatic shift and how we view the world. It's the same way that, for example, a lot of Gen Z, Gen Alpha are going to live in a completely different world simply because of the pandemic. The pandemic is the thing that sort of shifted industries.
Yeah, dude.
So it's unfortunate, but trauma does kind of like change narratives. To answer this or that, I'm a science fiction girl. I'm a future babe.
No,
Come on now.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
You posted this on your story today about how girl is gender neutral.
I did. That's why I'm a bit close to home. Gom or I'm a piano.
You are.
You're making havoc in this.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. I think when Gom,
this is a new preference, right?
Yeah, when Gom hit, I was this is cool, but now I like it a lot more when the wave passed. I really,
okay, I feel that.
Really like it.
I feel that.
I remember when I was in Europe for a bit, and I was showing somebody South African music, and for some reason, the first thing I was showing them was Gom, mainly because I was feeling it a lot. And then I showed them I'm a piano.
Okay.
But
no, just say to the chest. It's fine. No one's gonna judge you.
You might like I'm a piano in
a few years time.
I still do. I think
you just prefer.
I prefer I'm a piano right now. I really do. Especially if I'm out, I saw Youngster live recently. He's like, I'm a piano person. That was incredible. So I think almost if I'm out, I would definitely prefer I'm a piano. Even I think at home, funny enough, I like Gom at home. But in general, I think I'm closer to I'm a piano. And there's like only specific I'm a piano tracks I really resonate with.
It was a very political answer.
It was like,
I like Gom, but also I'm a piano.
It's like family members. The stakes were high.
Last one. This or that. A party in the forest or a party in the canyon mountain area.
/ mountain. So in case like you're wondering what the fuck is a canyon. Sorry, man.
He was in the States.
I think a party in the forest is a little bit overrated, to be honest. Maybe because I've experienced a few.
It's a bit of what?
It's a little bit overrated. Maybe it's because I've experienced a few, and I still would host a party in the forest in the future if I had to. So I think I would definitely choose one in the mountains,
Mountain.
especially if the canyon has an incredible view.
Far enough, you know.
And that acoustics, man. That
Yeah,
sometimes you get the feel. Raw, so a party in the forest is a little bit overrated.
Only because I've experienced them enough.
You heard it here first. JP Game of the Bowl. Explain.
So in this bowl, we have an infamous game called Say Ma Now. So it's a game of purely hypotheticals.
Okay.
Where you play out the question
you
and
can read the question,
and you can
yeah.
just give your response to it.
Okay.
Right?
You get to
So-
read the question.
You get to read the question, yeah. Okay. So
He's first. No. JP's first.
Say Ma Now, you could create a school uniform that had to conform to a music culture, either rock, goth look, hip hop, gangster style, country, rave, or hippie. What would it be?
2000s era hip hop.
Mm.
Bling, baggy jeans, straight cat. No. I'm actually joking. No ways. No ways.
Yeah, that was funny. Cause no one should dress like that. That was low rise.
Five times.
Nah.
Low rise.
There's also, I think a lot of white folks would feel compelled to throw around the N-word in that school. So
In our case, the K word.
But yeah, that's a joke. I don't think I'd want to show up every day wearing baggy jeans. Mainly because it would be easier for me. Hippie.
I was thinking that same thing. It's like it's free flowing. It's also like, I guess, low maintenance type vibe, and you can just also think it's more expressive. I was gonna say that exact answer.
I don't know about low maintenance.
Sorry.
I don't know about that part. I think I would like the kids in the school to look good. So yeah, I'd say hippie though.
I'm like exact same answer.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah.
And you, JP?
Me, I think just functionally.
Ooh.
Because I mean, if you like the skinny jeans, like you can't do PT, you can't
Lil
do
Wayne era.
you can't like be partake in any activities really, because and then obviously the bag is going to be a bit too low, and 5 layers of clothing might make you sweat.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm more.
for PE, you'd bring other clothes though.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Wait, of course.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, JP.
What do you mean I'm sure?
But
Yes,
it's part of
JP.
the uniform though,
Did you do PE in your school uniform?
guys.
Exactly.
All I'm saying
No,
is,
JP.
Dude, this
Loud,
old school,
loud,
all
loud.
I'm
Concede.
saying-
No, everyone's
all-
against you, JP.
There's
Everyone's
really
ag-
nothing you're
No,
gonna say that's gonna say.
you're lost.
Did you not change into
That's
another
fine,
outfit
it's
for
fine,
PE?
it's fine. Allow him.
Okay.
Move on. Shame. That's you.
This is a different experience.
He did swimming classes in his,
Oh,
in his
wait.
Man played polo with his uniform.
So
on.
is the genre choosing country? Bro.
Do I read?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
go.
just start. Oh, well done. It's same.
Okay. Say mana. The way I said that. Say mana, you had to buy a gift for everyone you know on their birthday. What would you gift your enemy person you highly dislike? Gifts are not anonymous.
Do you have enemies?
Had,
Oh,
but I sorted them out. No. I'm half joking now.
So you're in the Eden paradise.
Yeah.
That's where the location changes. So that they can bury the bodies like
No.
your alibi is fixed, they said. There was too many people at the party.
No. Enemy had nothing to do with Hidden Paradise. That was personal. What would I gift my enemy? Yeah. I know exactly. This is kind of a bit disturbing, but I know exactly what. Do you know that thing where? Do you know that thing? Do you know that thing where you take a brown bag? You take a brown bag, you cuck in the bag, and then you set it on fire, and then you put it right by their doorstep. That's something I would do, and leave a note there. That's that's
not anonymous. This is
no.
me to you.
No, you gotta. If you got enemies, they must know.
They must know
from the chest.
Ay, yo. Oh, wow, Rizaan, what did your enemies know?
That's crazy, bro. That's actually crazy. Wow. Nah, okay. Firstly,
Yeah, if you're beefing, you gotta beef for real.
I was gonna say firstly, if anybody's my enemy, like chat to me. What's going on?
Conflict resolution is.
Nah, you know what? Nah, I'll buy them a gift card. Easy. I am simple. Like you get yourself a gift. Like, cause I don't want to know you.
Yeah.
Buy a gift card at game. Mr. Price. Like easy. Like
But what if you guys were enemies because he fucked you over?
What if you're enemies because like he stole my girl or something? Like something, you know what I mean? Like then I'll probably like set up an elaborate scheme of sorts where I'll like end up with his mother. I don't know.
Wow.
You can call me stepdad. One of them. Like
This
you
guy,
can just like call me stepfather.
You're listening to Another Future, bro.
Dude, he must have did to Scottie Pippen or something. What am I thinking of?
No.
Yeah.
He did that. He did it to his wife or something like that. Yeah.
Crazy.
Ex-wife or something.
Who did Scottie Pippen dirty?
It
Who-
was, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was Future.
What's Future?
Oh, it was.
And then he rapped about it in a song.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, no. If violence is the answer, then I'm doing that. If it's not the answer, so my gift to you is I'm gonna become your stepfather. Happy Father's Day! Yo, that Jake is not a violent person,
So
bro. But
I would
like your
actually,
enemy,
I think I'd give a plant that radiates poison when they put water on it.
Yo.
So the more they keep it alive, the more it creates.
That's kind of dark though. I think I had the safest answer out of both of you guys.
My enemy of my enemy.
Oaks.
Like I started, I give him a plant. And then
Oaks. Just know that like if you get seedlings from Jake, it's long. Okay. Say now you knew you were going blind in 2 months. What will you do in those last 2 months? What is the most outrageous thing you'd want to experience with your last moment of sight? Crazy. Why outrageous, bro? Why outrageous though? Like you're like, yes, like come on now. Come on now. I'd wanna you're like, oh, yo, shame. I definitely want to watch One Piece and hopefully fucking just see the end of it.
oh my
I
god.
didn't see the end of cause like
You can't. You say you can't.
like I need to, bro. And like it's like no, because I'm a sounds guy. Like I'm a sounds guy.
So
in
you
the
for
sense-
real about this?
Like no, like so for example, if people ask you like, would you rather be blind or deaf? I'd rather be blind because I'd rather want to hear my loved ones laugh than see their smiles. And like I'm just like I prefer hearing the joy. I prefer like hearing sounds as opposed to seeing things. So like I wouldn't be able to like listen to One Piece. Like I don't want to watch it because of subtitles. I don't understand Japanese. so hopefully in my last 2 months I see what the One Piece is and see Luffy become the Pirate King.
I see.
What would you do?
I would say sex with the woman I love.
Oh yeah,
That's one of the things.
Decent.
One of the things, and also, well, of course, experience another hidden paradise. 100% one of the things.
Plug.
Not that part of the
Video
show
call
yet.
with the broskies.
I mean, my broskies are like allowed to see them. So
Yeah. Sorry, sir.
But
But you're blind, so like you can't see them afterwards. So.
before, I mean, I would see them before and make a banger, bro. Just make one last banger because I won't be able to see.
No, you can Stevie Wonder it. Ray Charles.
It's gonna be fun. I mean, is travel an option?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Then yeah, I'll definitely.
And you, Jean Pierre.
I think one of the things I would like to do is snorkeling again. Just immerse myself in fishes, and it's a great experience. I recently became a father, so I'd like to see my wife and my son for that last 2 months. Or at least the perception of that I have of him now. It'll change completely, obviously, when he's older. And I think for last time, I would just like want to have a solid date with my wife, like just one-on-one time to make sure that we complete.
I have a thing I want to say, because obviously we're gonna get to the end. We're gonna wrap up. Is that like we have more than one like blind people reading mechanism besides Braille? Like, or is it just Braille? Do we have anything else that like? Because I know in the movie, in the series C with Jason Momoa, they use like these knots in like a rope, and it tells a story and stuff like that. And that's crazy. That's so crazy.
Just before we wrap up there, do you want to just tell people where they can find you, and if you had an opportunity, a message to your younger self?
Yeah,
I think, for the first one, you can find me on Instagram under, it's going to sound weird saying underscore, Skai_lounge.
JP likes an underscore, don't worry.
TikTok to Skai_lounge 2. There's 2 Sky Lounge accounts. It's the second one. If you're older, you can find me on Facebook. And if you see my name on a lineup, hopefully I see you out. And a message to my younger self. Your attention is everything. I think time is valuable, but where you place your attention is a lot more valuable than that. And look at where that goes, not just where your time goes. Nice. And even when you have carved out time to do something, make sure that your attention is fully present on that thing.
That's amazing. And I think from our side, thank you so much for sharing your story with us and inviting us into your space. And I think this was a great opportunity for us also to learn. And and if you liked this content, please do like, share, subscribe, and please rate us on the podcast platforms. And we are out. Peace.